Hello channel DevOps Codex. Today is day 6 and today we are going to discuss about the SSH configuration and troubleshooting related interview questions. All the scenario based questions we will discuss and this is the part 2 of our SSH related scenario based questions. In previous video we discuss about all the SSH related questions which frequently interviewers ask in our interview. Today we are going to cover few more of the questions. So first question is, how do you allow a remote user to run the GUI command? Suppose you are using the Ubuntu flavor of Linux operating system. For that, what you have to do, you have to open the SSH config file, and inside the SSH config file you have to enable the X111 forwarding hash, and then we have to restart the SSD service. So let me show you how can we do that. So this is the path. Cat sorry Caps lock is on. Let me grab it, which line you have to do. Okay, and this one should be yes or no in your case, so you have to choose based on that. You can see here, in my case it is yes, because I am using the Ubuntu in my system, and I am using the GUI mode, so it is already yes. Just make it no, and after making the no, what you can do, you can restart the service. It will be allow the user to run the command, GUI command, using the SSH. Okay, next is how you allow the empty passwords through the SSH. If any user want to pass the empty password, okay, don't want to give any password, then how can you do that? For that, we have to allow the users so that a user can pass. By default it will be the disable. Okay, you can see here one variable is there. Here it is no. What you have to do, you have to make it as and restart the SSD service, because all the SSH related things is done by backend daemon, which is called SSHD. For that is why we are changing the configuration file, and after changing as we know, in Linux operating system, if you are going to change any configuration file, whether it could be Apache related or Nginx related or SSH related, you have to restart the service or reload the service. Okay, service in the sense daemon, whatever running behind, and to run that service. Next question is, how do you prevent the password and password authentication mechanism in SSH? So password authentication mechanism, one more parameter is there in ssh.config file, that we have to tune it. So the parameter name is password authentication. It could be yes or no. In your case, just check it. Okay, in my case it is no, because it everything is commented. Okay, so you can make based on your requirement, and you can change the configuration file. Most of the interviewer ask such kind of questions. These are the small questions which we are using in uh, requirement basis, ad hoc requirement basis. This is very important question: how to allow or deny a user or group to access the remote system through the SSH. Suppose you have set of users that you don't want to user to log into your system. So how can you do that? Or if you have set up group, suppose you have front end team, for temporary basis you have given the access to the front end team, and now someone is coming and saying, just disallow the users to log in to our dev environment or stage environment. So what you can do, you can make the group of those users, and in SSH configuration file, what you can do, you can add the allow users, user, you can pass the username, and deny user you can pass the deny users. And if you want to do for the group, same thing you can do for group, allow groups and deny groups. So it will be do the it will be allow or deny for such a user. When we are going to logging or making a SSH request, first of all it is going to check in our SSH con sshd dot conf file config file. Okay, and based on these parameters it's performing our task. If it is not enabled, so it will be show you some error. And as we know, after making any changes in configuration file, we have to restart the service. Next question is how you allow the specific number of users to access the remote system at a time. Suppose you have a dev environment, and the dev environment is very small size. Okay, the CPU and memory is very limited, and you know like if 10 to 15 users are login, that is fine. If the number of users will increase at a time, or concurrent users numbers will increase at a time, then your system will not perform well. So to overcome such kind of scenario, what we are doing, we are uh, we are changing the maximum tries limits, so that at a time concurrent users should be very limited based on our requirement. And as a administrator or DevOps admin, we are deciding what could be the reason. See, as of now nothing is there because it is has means it is commented. Okay, and again we have to restart the service after making the changes. The next question is how to allow or deny the host or network to use SSH. So simply, rather than specify in ssh.conf file, we can uh, uh, make the entry in slash is etc host deny or host allow file. Inside that you can define the what the IP do you want to deny, and a specific host you want to deny. And based on that you can make it into inside the host allows or deny kind of thing. Okay, and after making these changes, just restart the service. Next question is how to check whether SSH is running or not on remote host. For checking the host is running or not, SSH is running or not on remote host, simply what you can do, you can hit the telnet command and check whether this port is opened or not on that server. If it is open, then it will be listen. Okay, and second command is nmap command. Nmap is the tool which can scan all the server related information, like what are the ports are open, what is the host, and everything. So many things you can scan via the nmap command. You can check it out later, the nmap command. Okay, it is very important command, we are using it. If port will be open, then it will be scan all the details related to that port. Okay, the next question is how to troubleshoot if the client complain that they are not able to access the server using the SSH. Sometimes what is doing, we are creating a server and giving the access SSH access to the respective teams. If the team member are in our case that would be the client. Okay, if client is complaining, yeah, I am not able to access the your server via SSH, then what the troubleshooting steps you will follow. First, check the network connectivity using the ping command. Okay, and second, we can check the SSH service is running or not. Systemctl status SSHT. Okay, it will be show you like um, your particular the daemon is running or not. Okay, you can see here it is active mode. Okay, if it is inactive or some failed or something, you can see that, and based on that you can troubleshoot further. and ensure open SSH package is installed on this system, and check the firewall rules. If you are using firewall D or IP tables, check the firewall D or IP tables, whether 22 port is enabled or not. Okay, if you configured or you did the server hardening kind of thing, at the time you have to specify the custom uh, port number, and you have to share the custom port number with the client, so that client knows, yeah, currently we are not using 22 SSH port, the port is custom or something. And last one, as we discussed earlier, check that particular host is allowed or denied such kind of restriction. If any, then try to remove those things, okay, based on our use cases. Next question is how to copy the file from our server to a remote server. Suppose this is our server and I want to copy some file from here to there. So how, what we can do, with the help of SCP command we can do that. But for that, the SSH connection should be established. Okay, if you are using key based authentication, you have to exchange the keys. If you are using password based authentication, you should have the username and password, so that while running the SCP command, it will ask like what is the username and password, something like that, and you have to define the destination path. This is the source path and this is the destination path. Source path in the sense, whatever file you are planning to transfer. Okay, SCP is the secure copy command. Okay, next is what is the rsync, and explain it. Rsync is the utility for effectively transferring or synchronizing the files between the system. It is minimize the data transfer by copying only the changes. Suppose today we what we did, we copied some data. Okay, tomorrow again we want to sync those files. So what it will do, rsync will uh, pick only the delta, whatever delta is changes, and it will be copy only the changes deltas. Okay, it is very useful command. So in that way we can avoid the data transfer charges. Okay, very less transfer charges will be there. If you are using SCP or some other command, what it will do, it will copy whole copy again and again, whatever time you are going to run. A system is able to ping locally but not outside. Why? So if you are facing such kind of issue, what do you have to do? Check no default gateway should be there. DNS resolution issues, we can check the uh, DNS. If you are able to ping the Google or some outside the world, if you are anything is blocking, check the firewall, the external which is blocking the external traffic with the help of firewall D command, or IP tables. You can check like what is allow or what is deny. If you are not using OS level firewall, try to check the inbound and outbound rule, or nickel level things. If you are using AWS, or you can check like your server is in private subnet. If it is private subnet, then obviously if the all the traffic will goes to public via the NAT gateway. Okay, NAT gateway should be in that route table, then only it can send the traffic outside. Next question is, a system is echoing the ping. Okay, notching the ping but not able to log in via the telnet. Why? The possible causes could be telnet service is not running, and check the telnet SSH is running on port number 22, and uh, telnet use the port 23, and use the credentials and uh, proper credentials, and check the user having enough permissions to run the telnet commands or not, something like that. We can check our troubleshoot. If anyone is asking, try to explain in such a way so that they will make sure, yeah, you have real time experience. And last question is, how will you log in or start the system in a specific mode if you don't know the root password? Okay, boot the system in a single user mode. The first option is, try to reboot your system. while rebooting the system, we have to go in rescue mode in the sense single user mode. During the boot, interrupt the grub. While grub is loading, at the time we have to interrupt it and edit the kernel lines and append the init slash bin slash bash, and boot, boot into the cell and reset the root password. For changing the password, what we are using password and followed by the usernames, so it will be reset the password up. It will be give the option to enter the new password for the respective users. Okay, in that way we can rescue our system, we can recover the root password. Okay, recover in the sense we are changing the passwords. Okay, these are the basic commands. Basic questions are very important questions, that is very important for every DevOps SRE platform engineers. If you are attending the interview, try to go through those questions. Okay, and I will try to paste the these file links, my GitHub links, okay, in description. You guys check it out. Okay, thank you guys, thank you so much for uh, your time. Thank you.